Hello, this is me, JD Janesad, and I'm going to be re-thermal pasting this Pentium 3 machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the side off, and we're going to take the heatsink off and redo the thermal paste. So here's the Pentium 3. What I'm going to have to do is take off the heatsink and fan, and this has never had anything like new thermal paste since I've had it. I've had this machine, must be 9 years. This is not the original case. I found this about 2 years ago in the street, and it had an optical DVD rewriter which I put on the Pentium D. So what I'm going to do is I'll take this off, and then we're going to try and replace this thermal paste, but what's on there needs to be removed, so I'm not sure what the state of that is. So I think it's 900 megahertz. I did flash the BIOS. This is a Compaq Deskpro. It was originally in a... It just comes straight off. It was in a little desktop case. I'm going to get this off here then. It's a clip deal, isn't it? How do we get these off? I can't remember. Apologise for that. Right, now. Okay, that's better. I think you have to press that down and that will come off at the end. That's it. This little thing like that. Do not lose that. This, I hate these where they went on there, but you have to kind of put it in, and there's that bit that's like a thing. What do we find? It's a look at this. I'm very guilty of wow. This came out of a different Dell machine. This was from a Dell. Damn, that's like sedimentary rock, that is. Oh dear, that is just criminal. What's the camera doing that? Okay, I do apologise, the camera's doing like a weird... That is just... Where's the light doing that? That's it. The camera's got this like, ultra, like mega contrast thing going on. That is like... limestone pavement. It's just... yeah, look at this. It's what I call a project. I've got the tripod on a weird angle. Okay, look at this. Look at this beauty. This is a copper mine, if the camera will stop being silly. Anyone not familiar, this is one of the older designs. This is pre-Pentium 4 era. I can get the camera to bloody do this. Probably not a little bit. No, I haven't used this in about a month and a half. Why can't this come out? It's not coming out. It's coming out. This is the older socket. Wow, this is a big processor. I forgot how big these are. Okay, there's the bottom. Look at those. The lack of pins. It's only about, I think this must be 370. That's all that is. And now this nearly clean up. I don't know how to get this off. Eek. It's not looking good. But there's the processor. 370A, I think this is. And then there's the big socket there with all these little transistors in it. All the capacitors are pretty good on this, and it works fine. It has a little slot there. I think that's AGP, which is very early. I didn't think they actually, originally years ago, I didn't think they made the slot for this, but it's not a PCI socket, it's a AGP. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try and get the crap off this thing. So, what fun. Okay, I need some equipment, so I'll come back and we'll continue on. Right, I'm going to try cleaning it with isopropyl. Damn, does that? It's a bit weird thinking that's just where the heatsink goes on the top of that. There doesn't seem like there's enough space for that, but try and be careful. I don't want to damage the pins on this. I've never actually put thermal paste on this. I can't believe this thing still works, to be honest. Quite surprised because there was a machine that we had years ago of the same era that had a big metal heat spreader on it. Can I even get this off by by scraping it off. I might be able to get that off actually then, okay. I'm more worried about the heatsink proper, because that's really not looking very good. Oh, it seems to be shifting there. Oh, I do apologise, I'm in the wrong place. I can do with being a bit closer to that actually. But this is, I think the Mendocino ones. I know I've got a Mendocino on the wall actually. I put the old motherboard on the wall. Ooh, look at that. Don't want to damage the pins on that. That had a heat spreader on it. Isopropyl, this is not water. It's very gentle. I don't want to damage the pins underneath the motherboard there. I could leave that on, but I don't know if I'm going to get it off without... Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong place. Don't know if I'm going to get that off. I might need to get a razor on it or something. Probably doesn't really matter. I can just pick it up. Oh, it's more like rubber actually, that is. I don't want to use a scraping tool because there's like traces under there I can see on the... That's not going to be too bad to get that off actually then. I do not want to damage this. I mean, they're not expensive to get hold of, I suppose. They're like fairly cheap, these are, but... This, any process I could do with it, this one is the oldest one I've got that actually works. Well no, I've got an older one but I don't use it because it's only 500 megahertz. This is like 900 or something. I don't want to kind of unseat this or damage it by... I'm really quite paranoid about... Let me just put some of this onto a tissue. The camera keeps doing this contrast thing where it's making it dark. A bit annoyed at that. It's still not very good. I didn't want to use sandpaper because that would just damage it. I believe that's the exposed top of the processor. That's crazy. It's coming up all over the place. It's like a glass material or something. Right. I'm worried about, like, if I draw a screwdriver on the side of that, it might take something off, or... I don't think it really matters about the side bits being a bit mucky, but it's a bit better. Can we go closer? Will this camera let me? Probably not. Yes, just about. Right, I'm going to get the... So that is pretty dirty. I can try and get all that off. Where it is. It starts to dissolve. I mean, I don't know. This has got to be 17-year-old thermal paste, and this machine is... I found this... Hang on a minute, where did I get this processor from? This is not the original processor. This was from a Dell, I think this was. And it got thrown away. And I thought, oh, this Compaq one is something I can use. So... It's just an oddity. I do like these older machines. I mean, I can run every single game on this. I can run it on. I've got a Pentium 4. I've got a Core 2 Duo that does exactly. You can run all the games. It's not like they're incompatible, because they're not. It's just the novelty of having a pre-net burst processor for fun, I suppose. It's another one of these. I'm good thing about this camera, because this camera's terrible otherwise. The sound's a joke on it. I have to upscale it deinterlace it, and when I put it through the SDC, which if I want to do multiple clips on different sources, it makes the sound go really nasty, so I use noise reduction, otherwise it sounds like I'm standing next to a waterfall. It's very annoying. That's as good as I'm going to get that. I ain't going to get that clean. As soon as it's been running, I've used this for quite a few hours, many times, with this crap on it. I didn't have any thermal paste whatsoever for years. It's not too bad actually. If I can get that, I'm trying to clean it. Looks like there's something on it, but there might not be. Machine that I'm using, this Compaq, the BIOS splash screen was corrupted by me when I turned it off out of frustration one time, and it corrupted the startup screen. It just says Compaq in big red letters, and I managed to find the website about a year ago, and I actually managed to do it, but the website is like pre-Hewlett Packard because they brought Compaq out or something. So that'll do, that's not too bad, is it? They brought them out, and the website is pre-Hewlett Packard. We got a little bit there. Just do a little bit. Okay. This, I don't know how I'm going to get all this crap off of here. What I'll do is, I'm not sure this is actually the right cooler for this type of processor, to be honest, but then it looks like it had a similar, I didn't put any on this, and this is, I've never done anything with this, so I don't know. Looks like a pad if anything, but the bit in the middle there looks like it's similar to this processor, so maybe it is the right cooler for this one. It's pretty big. I'll let that stand for a moment, see if I can soften it. It might just peel off. I'll put a little gob on it, and then I don't know how I'm going to get this to stay on when I put it back on, I don't know. Otherwise it's quite clean actually. There's something. Could be whatever's underneath. We'll see. That's just isopropyl. I'm leaving that to stand for a minute. See if that makes it go. Oh yes, look at that. Oh yes, it's coming off. Should I go super close? Let me. Yes, it is. Okay. Doing it with my finger now. Lovely. I thought that would be like Teflon or something. It seems like a pad of some kind. Yeah, look at that. That's really cathartic, that is. Like dripping wallpaper off a wall. I don't know what it is, but it's like a kind of paper of some kind. I don't know what that is exactly, but oh, look at that. I thought I'd have to sandpaper that off or something, but I think it's some pad tissue actually. Put that off. That's a little bit of copper, is it? Oh dear, there's like some copper there. Wasn't me. I didn't do that, that's not me. A little bit of muck at the top there. I don't know what that is there. That could be welding of some kind, or whatever's underneath that. It probably is. And what I've got there is about as good as it's going to get. I didn't think that was ever going to come off, but I'm quite sorry for that. Right, so it's not very smooth. I mean, it's not very good there. It's like it's lost a bit of that plating or whatever it is. It's not very good, but let's see which way around does it go.